Hello, my name is David Mitchell, and I'm going to be demonstrating Milestone 4 of Cloak and Scepter, my capstone project. I'm going to be demonstrating two parts of the project. The first is fully functional conversation and voice chat, and then I'll be demonstrating marketplace buying and selling. First, I'm going to demonstrate fully functional voice conversation between a player and an AI character. When the player presses that microphone button that you can see right here, it begins recording the microphone data to a buffer. When the volume rises above a certain threshold, the audio in that buffer is saved. When the volume then drops below that threshold for a set amount of time, everything stored in the saved buffer is sent to OpenAI's Whisper API, which returns text. The text is placed into the chat message area right here, and then automatically the send button is pressed. This creates a event broadcast with the speech data, so all nearby agents can see it. And if you're in conversation with an agent, if you're in an interaction with an agent, that will automatically trigger that agent's decision loop, which will then have the text that from your transcribed speech in it, in the thought log for the agent. And so when they reply, they'll reply to your speech as though it's in a conversation. But they still have all of the same data and capabilities that they normally do. So even though they're responding to your text in a conversation, they can still do actions. For instance, Willie could still, use an item or walk to a particular location or do anything else. So I'm going to demonstrate this here. Hi, Willie. Can you hear me?
Indeed I can, my young prince. Welcome to the Imperial Archives.
Yes, thank you, Willie. And as you can see, I can interrupt you. So once the volume threshold is reached on the microphone, it'll automatically stop your speech, so I can interrupt you and speak. Is that all right with you, Willie?
Humble guy.
Oh, a most excellent demonstration, young prince. It's good to know you can cut in when necessary. A valuable skill in these halls.
Yes, thank you. So, okay, I'm going to demonstrate something. Willie, could you please, there's a desk behind you, could you please walk over to it?
Ah, a most excellent demonstration, young prince.
Okay, thank you. So can you follow me again, Willie?
Of course, my young prince. I shall follow you wherever you
Okay, thank you. So can you tell me a story about how you got here?
lead the way. A story. A most excellent request, my young prince. Pull up a spectral stool, or perhaps just lean against one of these venerable shelves, and I shall regale you with the curious chronicle of Willie the Wizard's descent into tutorial servitude. It all be...
Okay, so he's unfortunately being cut off by the audio
my
from
young
the speakers.
Prince, it was the sentient teacup that truly...
Okay, he's talking about a sentient teacup. So that's a demonstration of some of the basic functionality there. So as you can see, Willie was able to respond to my speech. The latency wasn't perfect. It's about 1.5 to 2 seconds now, although a significant portion of that latency, almost all of it, is the transcription. My hope is that I can do transcription via a model that's either running on device or running on a browser. So then the latency for the transcription will be near 0, which will decrease the reply latency to around 1 second, which is well within the realm of a real-time conversation. So yeah, this is a demonstration of real-time voice conversation with Willie. As you can see, he can not only converse, he can follow instructions, he can go to different objects, he's aware of his surroundings, he can also use items. So for this, I'm going to show some of the code for the agent decision loop. That's the core to all of this functionality. Okay, and so this is a brief look at the code for the agent decision engine, which is where the decision loop is executed. So this is where the prompt is built and where the request to the LLM is sent, and then the response is processed. So this is just part of the prompt. You can see here the response format. It says that the agent can say, whisper, or shout to either a particular person or to everyone. And then it contains speech along with some other instructions, for instance, max 4 sentences. And if the agent is in a conversation, it'll note who the agent is in a conversation with, noting that if they don't reply to that particular character, the conversation automatically ends. The actions are actually specified by providing an action number. So the actions are simply an enumerated list of different possible actions. Some of the actions don't require a target. For instance, move to bookshelf or move to desk. If it's in the agent's perception and there's a valid action for it, action chains will be generated, and these will appear as action numbers. And then there's generic types of actions that require a target. For instance, trade. Trade there won't be a trade action number for every single character. Instead, because we don't know how many characters there could be, and there could be a combinatorial explosion where there's just too many numbers, in some cases the actions require the agent to specify a target. So this is just a very short look at how the agent prompt is generated and how the decision loop is run. Okay, so I can briefly demonstrate trade. So I'm going to double click really here, select trade. I can double click an item to see more details. Again, I can add items to the offer table. I can propose this trade. And Willie removed one of his own items. I guess he didn't want to give it up. And I can decide whether or not this is a good deal. In this case, I'll reject the deal, and then Willie will be notified that I rejected the deal, and the trade will end. So that's a brief demonstration of how trading works in Cloak and Scepter. Okay, so this is the code for the accept trade offer action. And what it does is it transfers the inventory items based on what was offered. It checks session states to ensure that everything is valid. If the trade transfer failed for whatever reason, it would log that, of course. But this is an example of the code. So, and then it does some final cleanup here. Yep. So this will take a valid trade offer and then transfer the items between the different agents. Okay, so that was a demonstration of the real-time voice chat as well as trading functionality in Cloak and Scepter. My name is David Mitchell, and thank you for watching.